Hello, how are you? You alright? Good, good. Now, my name is Reverend Smith from Greenfield Church here in Urmston. You might remember when I came in back in September, to talk about harvest and see all the amazing gifts you'd brought for the food bank. And I was hoping to be able to come in just before Christmas and talk with you and hear why Christmas is so special for you guys. But unfortunately, with things still not being great because of COVID, Mr. Parker and I decided that it was probably best if I didn't. And so here I am at home making this video for you. Christmas is such a special time of year, and we're going to think about that and all the reasons that we can celebrate and maybe help others to celebrate too. Should we start with a song though? Yeah, songs are good, aren't they? This is a song that we sing at our church, and it's a song all about celebrating because of the special story of the birth of Jesus, and we'll come back to that story in a bit. But first, here is that song. Listen to it or sing along if you know it. The words will be part of the video. It's called Come and Join the Celebration.
Join the celebration, it's a very special day. Come and share our jubilation, there's a new king born today. See the shepherds hurry down to Bethlehem, gaze in wonder at the Son of God who lay before them. Come and join the celebration, it's a very special day. Come and share our jubilation, there's a new king born today. Wise men journey, led to worship by a star, kneel in homage, bringing precious gifts from lands afar. So come and join the celebration, it's a very special day. Share our jubilation, there's a new king born today. God is with us, round the world the message bring. He is with us, welcome all the bells on earth are pealing. Come and join the celebration, it's a very special day. Come and share our jubilation, there's a new king born today.
So why do we celebrate at Christmas? Why do you celebrate at Christmas? I know not everybody does, but if you do, why do you? Is it because you get a chance to wear jumpers like this? Look, can't see it because of the microphone. Look, there's Rudolph with his nose. Isn't that fantastic? Is it because of presents? Have you been good this year? Do you think you'll get a present? I think I've been reasonably good. I think Mrs. Reverend Smith might agree with that. I hope so. And I hope Santa agrees with that too. We will have to wait and see. Maybe you like celebrating at Christmas because there's all the special food around. There are mince pies. Look at that fantastic mince pie goodness. I shall save that for later. I might have that in a bit. And what you also get, you can get all through the year, but especially at Christmas, chocolate. You know, isn't it in my lunchtime when I'm recording this? But I think there's a lot in there. I think I'm going to have to start it. I can't wait any longer. Oh, well, there's a few, but where have they all gone? That's rather disappointing. I'll have to see if we get any more for Christmas. But the best reason to celebrate food at Christmas is, well, actually it's lots. There's lots of these, and they're fantastic and wonderful and dreamy and just the most gorgeous things to eat. And they are Brussels sprouts. Look at those. Don't you just love them? Isn't that just the thing you look forward to eating most of all on Christmas Day or any time you have them? Brussels sprouts. Yeah? No? Okay. It's just me. That's fine. No, that's fine. I can take it. There are other reasons as well apart from food. I'm sure this is none of you, but some strange people celebrate because they've got 2 weeks holiday away from school, but I'm sure you wouldn't celebrate because of that, would you? Nah. But more seriously, some people celebrate because it does give them time with their family and friends, and we're all desperately hoping that this year we will have that time that we didn't have last year, even if we're still all being really careful about washing our hands and keeping distance where we need to and wearing masks if we have to and all the rest of it. We still hope that with all that we can see the people we missed last year. And of course in churches, maybe not just in churches, we celebrate the Christmas story, the story of Jesus being born. And again, we'll come back to that in a few moments' time. But actually, when we think about celebrating Christmas and all the good things that we can rejoice in, there are a lot of people, perhaps more than we might think, who will find Christmas really quite hard, who won't find it easy to celebrate at Christmas. People who are on their own and will feel lonely because no one will come and see them. People who've had someone that they love die and whom they miss because normally they're there at this time of year and this year they're not. People who can't afford Brussels sprouts and mince pies and chocolates and presents or anything much at Christmas, when everyone else is talking about all these amazing things you can buy and they've got nothing. People who are ill, people who are ill physically, who've got problems with their bodies, and people who are ill in their minds, who have mental health problems like anxiety or depression or other things. Trust me, at this time of year, they can make Christmas really hard. And maybe that's you. Maybe part of you's thinking, yeah, I sometimes find Christmas a bit hard, Reverend Smith, and this year with everything that's going on and is still going on, yeah, I'm finding it hard to celebrate. And actually that's okay. All the adverts and the songs and everything else tells us to be happy and cheerful and jolly. And if you do feel happy and cheerful and jolly, then great, go for it. But not everyone does. But we can feel that we have to pretend that we do. And maybe some days we do and some days we don't. And that's okay. We shouldn't have to pretend, because pretending or feeling that we have to when we're not will just make us feel worse. There's no shame in not feeling really happy at Christmas. But when Jesus was born, actually things were pretty rough for the people who lived in that country, because we don't often talk about it in our nativity stories, but actually the people there were in a spot of trouble. Their country years ago had been invaded by the fierce Romans who came from Rome, and they'd come and taken over the country and put their own leaders instead of Israel's king there. And the people felt that they weren't free, like they couldn't do everything they wanted to do because it had to all be okay with the Romans, who didn't really understand them. And if they just tried not to cause any trouble or anything like that, they might be okay. But if they did anything the slightest bit wrong, anything to upset the Romans, then they would be in an awful lot of trouble. And you can perhaps imagine that made people feel upset and maybe angry as well. If everything you had to do had to be okay with people who didn't really like you and were trying to make life hard for you, then That's going to be tough, and sooner or later you're going to get fed up of that, aren't you? But some people still had hope. Some people were still thinking that something special was going to happen. They believed that God had promised that he would send someone who would set them free. That this someone, whom they called Messiah or Christ, would be filled with God's power and God's strength and would come and fight off those Romans once and for all. And I guess they thought this Messiah would be like a kind of superhero, I guess, except without the funny coloured clothes and the cape and the pants outside the trousers. That's just weird. But he would come nevertheless with amazing powers to come and get rid of the Romans and make people free again. And then Jesus was born. And as Jesus was born, and all those amazing things that maybe maybe you did in your nativity plays happened, the star and the angels and the shepherds and the wise men and all the rest of it, as all that happened, people began to realize that this was a very, very special baby. And they began to look back in their Bibles, look back at all the promises that they thought God had made, and said, he might be the one. Not everyone thought this. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people didn't even know when Jesus was born. But some people did and thought, yeah, he's the guy. He's the man. He's the one who's gonna set us free once and for all. And so amazing did they think this would be. So wonderful did they think Jesus's birth was and his life would be, that they gave him another special name that had been used in their Bibles. It was called Emmanuel, which means God with us. Imagine that. They thought that in Jesus, God had come to live with them and to be with them, even though things were hard, and that God was going to work to do something amazing. Now, I don't know if you believe in God or not, and while I do believe in God, I'm not here to tell you that you should believe in God. Or maybe you believe in God according to a different faith, but just think about that name, God with us. And maybe don't think about it just in terms of God with us, as amazing as people who believe in God might think that is. But think about it in terms of someone being with you when you're in trouble, when you're upset or sad, when you're feeling lonely, when you're ill, when things just aren't working out how you'd hoped. Someone being with you, being there for you, to look after you, to care for you, to help you if you need it. Maybe sometimes just someone there to listen, just someone who might begin to understand what it's like to be you and to know what you are going through. And there will be a lot of people who need that sort of person with them right now, this Christmas. Those people we thought about a few minutes ago who are finding it hard to celebrate at Christmas. I think we've all found this year tough. And maybe there'll be some people who are finding it especially hard and just need to know that someone is there for them and with them, especially at Christmas. I'm sure you know someone like that, whether you know it or not. Maybe it's someone in your family. Maybe it's your next door neighbour or someone who lives on your street. Maybe it's someone in your class. Maybe it's one of your friends. It's wonderful to know that when we're going through times that are so tough, someone's there for us. So this Christmas, how can we do that for someone else? Someone whom we know is having a bad time of it, who might find Christmas hard this year. How can we, with the help of others, be there for them? Let them know that we're there to listen to them, that will help them if they can't get out much, with grown-ups' help, of course. That if they're sad, maybe we can be someone they can share that with. If they need someone to talk to, we can be someone who's really good at listening. Can you be that person this year? Can you be that someone for your neighbour or your family member or another grown-up whom you know well? Can you be there for someone in your class? And maybe if you're worried, I won't see them over the Christmas holidays. Is there a way that you can keep in touch with each other over Christmas? So that if things are tough before you go back in January, you can be there for them. And they can know that you're there for them. And if you are finding it hard, if sometimes you get all worried and anxious about things, or you hear stuff about COVID on the news and you think, oh, this is really bad, who's the person you can be sure will be there for you and will help you and listen to you no matter what? And this might not sound very Christmassy, but actually this might make someone's Christmas very special indeed, and help them to celebrate, even if just a little bit, this special time of year.
Above thy deep and dreamless
to end, I just wanted to say something to grown-ups, and especially to the teachers and TAs and any staff who are watching this. Then I just wanted to say, as a parent and as a governor, thank you. Thank you for all that you've given this year, all that you've done this year. It's been such a hard year. We started going back into lockdown back in January, and things haven't got easier since, and there's been such uncertainty about what's going to happen. But I know that you have worked hard and given a lot to keep UPS a special place for the children, and that you've been there for them when they found it hard. And I hope and pray that you have people who are there for you when you find it hard. And I hope you don't mind, but I will be praying for you over Christmas. And I'll be praying that you have rest and peace, and that you have joy and can find really good reasons to celebrate this Christmas. And that you'll get everything you need to face 2022, no matter what it holds. You're all fantastic. I am in complete awe of you, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and the best 2022 that we can all have together. So thank you for watching this assembly. I hope all of you have a fantastic Christmas, no matter what, even if it doesn't turn out how we'd hoped. I hope it's a really special time for you. And I hope that we will see each other again very, very soon in the new year. Take care and God bless you, and have a good one. And if you'll excuse me, I am going to go and eat some sprouts. Bye.